This video is brought to you by SharkGeek. We are roughly 2 months away from the iPhone 15 announcement, so I figured it's a great time to show you all my favorite iPhone 14 and 14 Pro accessories. Whoa! Starting with the Marshall Amberton 2, the most impressive portable speaker I've ever tested, that comes in a footprint no larger than the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Before I purchased this speaker, I was on a hunt and I was testing all sorts of portable boomboxes that were at least 2 times more expensive than this cream-colored beauty. Then I turned to this joke of a size speaker and my jaw hit the floor when I heard the sound. Okay, we're gonna try running a song on the HomePod Mini and the Marshall Amberton 2. Both of them are set at 50% volume. Let's see what the difference is. First, the HomePod Mini. Let's try max volume. I don't know if you can hear me right now, but it's quite loud. Now don't get me wrong, the magic you hear from this speaker doesn't come from the sound itself. It's a typical Marshall signature after all. Rich, clear and loud. The magic in reality comes from assimilating that all this comes from just that. It's a 30+ hours IP67 dust and water resistant leather and metal mesh marvel that fires from all directions and lifts up the spirits no matter the occasion. You can even stack 2 or perhaps more of those speakers and have a blast. I got this for an upcoming vacation and I couldn't be happier of my choice. I'll link it in the description below, as well as all the items I'm about to show you, the rest of which I've categorized the following way: cases, grips, power, mounts, and miscellaneous, because I can't really create a category for one of them, or can I? By the way, if you end up enjoying this video, subscribe, because why not? So in terms of cases, I have 3 favorites. The one that I really like, which ironically I'm most disappointed of, is the Apple leather case in this umber color. I love it because it's soft, decently protective, and this year's black version of the iPhone in combination with the umber brown is a fantastic color combo for me, but you can see how it wears out. Some might call it a patina, and I'm no expert, but I wouldn't call it that since it only appears around the edges, the exposed places, and it kind of looks bad. Great case though. The next favorite case of mine is the Pitaka Mac Easy case in this limited edition Pixel game version, which Pitaka told me is extremely difficult to manufacture. It's super thin and light, and this particular design is very funky. I love the unique look and the fact that there's an actual game that was built around this case. The third case for me is the Nomad's modern full-grain leather case in black. This is a case I would put on with a suit, which I don't actually have, but you get the point. On top of being James Bond-like, it's equally resilient with its 10-foot drop protection. So with those cases, I usually have a matching grip of some sort, something I had to resort to since I switched to the largest iPhone, and I now find useful no matter the size of the phone. I have few Mac Easy grips, which are a great accessory no matter which case I go for. The Pitaka grip is super slim and very fidgety in my opinion, and it comes in handy in those don't smash my face with the phone in the bed moments. Plus, I can use the grip to prop my phone and watch something. Anker actually have a very similar magnetic phone grip called 610, and I really can't say which one I like better, the Anker or the Pitaka. If I'm rocking a Pitaka case, it's obvious I'd prefer to match them, while for everything else like the Nomad case, I might grab the Anker grip since it's more, serious looking. Both grips provide the same level of tension of the ring and the angle at which I can place the iPhone. At this point, it's more of a matter of personal preference. A more interesting and versatile grip, in my opinion, is the next one by Belkin. Okay, so this is the Belkin MagSafe mount, and you place it like this. And you can of course use the ring for like gripping the phone. or propping it somewhere like on the table, but you have this little lip here that you can use to mount the phone, and boom. And now I can use continuity camera on the laptop. Quite nice, actually. The next item is less of a grip and more of a wallet with a grip. It's by ESR, and it's very Apple-like wallet that fits maximum 3.5 cards, coming in this lovely caramel color, costing as much as some overpriced Eggs Benedict. This wallet screams high quality even though it costs only $20. And look, I can get a hold of my phone. The next two iPhone accessories are some of my favorites, and they are from SharkGeek. This is the SharkGeek Storm 2, the world's first transparent power bank. With its massive 25,600 mAh capacity, this gorgeous power bank can juice up the iPhone up to 7 times or an iPad up to 2.5 times. The Storm 2 needs only 90 minutes to be fully charged, and with its 100-watt PD fast charging ports, I can fast charge multiple devices, no problem. The display is yet another feature I love since it visualizes the battery life, output distribution, running temperature, and DC voltage adjustment. The next SharkGeek accessory is the retro 67-watt GAN charger, which I mentioned in my last EDC video. This is the cutest super compact power bank that packs a punch while paying tribute to the classic Macintosh. With 3 USB-C ports and clever dynamic power distribution, one can charge a MacBook Pro, iPad, and iPhone at the same time. The real kicker here is the real-time power display that helps keep track of the state of charge, Matrix style. So don't think twice and take advantage of the huge discount that SharkGeek has provided, especially during Prime Day, by clicking on the first links in the description below. Next up is the Pitaka Mac Easy Slider 2. I've talked about this ultra versatile slider many times in the past, but I'm willing to revisit the item this time and talk about it again because it is the second version. So to understand what is new about this version, you first need to understand the concept of this slider. Out of the box, this is a 2-in-1 charger that can be used to charge the iPhone and your AirPods, for example, by simply snapping the magnetic lip on the back and placing the AirPods there. But that's far away from the essence of this product. If you get the optional power dongle, it becomes a 3-in-1 charger that can also top up the Apple Watch. Also, the MagSafe portion on the front is actually a removable battery, and the dongle, by the way, can be carried as a separate tool to use in other chargers or USB-C ports. The port where the dongle plugs on the side can be used as yet another charging solution, and all this while rotating in a very satisfying manner. So apparently someone complained about version 1, and now version 2 comes with this iPhone-like toggle to lock the slider and prevent it from rotating. Was it even necessary? The next charger is by Anker Model 623. It's a bit of an older model, but just as useful if you don't really care about charging your Apple Watch. It's a 2-in-1 charger that looks very sleek, designed to be heavy with the intention of staying in place. You will need 2 hands to detach the iPhone though, because the magnets of the main charger are very strong. Once the top charger is tilted at 60 degrees, which is a great angle for keeping your phone facing you while, working, on the back you can place your earbuds to top them up. On the bottom of the base there's an LED that indicates the status of the charging process. Unlike most products these days, this one comes with an included 20-watt USB-C charger and a 5-foot USB-C to USB-C charging cable. I'd classify it as a cool gift, which again I'll link in the description below. Okay, let's talk mounts. The first mount that I find tons of use of is by Moment, and it's called tripod mount. To me, this is the most essential mount that you can grab and utilize for content production, since it takes no time to snap the iPhone via MagSafe. Plus, it doesn't matter which size iPhone you use. Just cool. In a nutshell, it's a simple stick where on one side you have a very strong magnet and on the other you have a tripod screw. The optional Code 2 attachment might come in handy for those of you who like to integrate an external mic, for example. The next mount comes in different names, and in the world of Mr. Bezos, and the one that I purchased is called Cloud Valley Magnetic Mobile Phone Stand, and other keywords for Amazon optimization. See, I'm not very concerned about sticking this thing to the laptop because I have the skin on top of it, which is yet another protection for me. Perfect. So when I open the laptop, and let's say I want to, place my iPhone here. Okay, so imagine you're sitting somewhere, outside on a bench, and you want to conduct some business, but you don't have a place like a table to put in your phone, and you have one of those pans where the phone usually slides out like this. So what do you do with it? You just slide this out like this, and boom. How cool is that? Conducting business. Honestly, I was a bit skeptical about the application of this little magnetic contraption, but at this point I see the benefits of flanking the laptop with my iPhone as my notification/calls assistant. Combined with the Belkin mount, I can be very productive no matter the location, so if I were giving this thing a rating, I'd give it 6 out of 7. Let's Misc. This is the Insta360 Flow gimbal, and it's honestly so feature-packed that a separate video might not be enough. But I'll do my best to be concise. It's an AI tracking stabilizer that can collapse to an almost comfortable pocketable size. When fully expanded, it can turn into a standalone AI tracking tool that you can use for shots that will normally require a second set of hands. If a hand is not enough, you can pull the telescopic mechanism to turn it into a selfie stick, all without needing to screw, attach, or detach additional accessories. And I'm not even getting into all the software that's packed into this thing. You can use it as a robot filmmaker, you can stay in frame while in meetings presenting something, you can create crazy steady shots on the fly, really cool product. Aside from the AirPods Pro version 2, I recently started testing the Beats Studio Buds Plus. Now, although you might be thinking that I have a problem with earbuds, I want to defend myself and clarify that I'm working on a comprehensive earbuds guide, so stay tuned for that. The Studio Beats Plus are a great iPhone companion and a cheaper alternative to the AirPods Pro that sound really good, actually very similar. With the SharkGeek charger, you can see that I'm buying into this transparency thing. The Studio Buds Plus provide 36 hours of listening time with a charging case and one-touch pairing and easy support on both Android and iOS. So far, I find them very comfortable, but I'm not sure I can get over the massive case. We'll see. By the way, I didn't mention any controllers this time around because if I had to mention the ultimate one, it would be the one from 8-Bit Dough, which I talk about in my favorite iPad Pro accessories video here. So go ahead and check it out. Like and subscribe to the channel as well as my newsletter. And as always, it's been an absolute pleasure. This is E, over and out.